Fish are pretty cool, but they're high maintenance. I really don't think that fish are high maintenance. And now it is time as a community to look at some bad aquariums. And let me tell you, I was in LA and I saw some bad aquariums myself. I spent the weekend in LA at the Classic Tetris World Championship, and I love boba, the little balls that go in your drink. And LA is just absolutely loaded with boba places. So in the 3 days that I was staying in LA, I was like, okay, I'm going to get as much boba as I humanly can. So I had boba with lunch and dinner each day of the 3 days. So I tried 6 different boba places while I was there. I had boba 6 different times. 3 of the places had fish tanks in them, and they were just terrible. Like, either one was a betta bowl, one was supposed to be like the type of like Asian restaurant, like big like koi fish tank, but it was like low water and gross. I should have taken pictures, but anyways, I saw my fair share of bad aquariums, which is what we're going to be working with. All right, the first one, we've got free hermit crabs with cage purchase, and it's hermit crabs on some dry ass sand. Yep, my sister had hermit crabs when we were in high school, and she was like, turns out hermit crabs, if you treat them right, are incredibly lame pets. You just get like a box of wet sand, and then you put the lid on it so it's dark, and you basically leave them and occasionally put food in. It's like slightly more complicated than that, but the general gist of it is you leave them alone in a dark box of wet sand. So it's like, it turns out if you actually take care of hermit crabs properly, they're not good pets. I should never look at them. They're just hibernating in the sand for most of the year. I don't know the exact details. Don't take my word 100%. She was the hermit crab keeper and knew all the how to actually take care of them. There's a betta in here. These people are multi-millionaires. Holy shit. That's crazy. And is the tank sideways? The water's like not even, right? Or is it an optical illusion because of this bar? No, I don't think it is. No, it's not an optical illusion, because then the bar is equidistant from the water the whole way, and the bar is clearly slid. So is this all on a big slant? How is a multi-millionaire putting up this thing, bro? The mesh is bent? I'm lost, but I'm pretty sure the water's diagonal. But then again, my sense of what's straight... No, there's a straight line here, and that is not a straight line. Anyways, it's also made of freaking lime Gatorade. You'd think multi-millionaires would be able to level a fish tank. It's probably something they didn't put a ton of thought into. Things from the 90s that should have been thrown away. We have one of these. Well, I don't have it, but my grandma's basement, we have one of these. I've mentioned this before, but I've never actually seen one online. It's like literally, ours is Mickey Mouse though. Ours is a Mickey Mouse gumball machine that's like plugged so that you can put, and it has like a little thing on the lid that you can take off so that you can fill it with water and fish. So it's an aquarium plus Mickey Mouse gumball machine. Absolutely insane thing that we own. Tank too small. Tisk tisk. Keeping sharks in tiny aquariums. Unironically, there are sharks of this size in aquariums of this size in Dick's Sporting Goods across the country. I was so proud for a second. Please do not put us in bowls. Goldfish and koi need lots of space and filters to live a long, happy life. Okay. If you're looking for a fish to live in a bowl, please ask about betta fish who can live in a bowl. Oh, so close but so far. So close but so far. 2 paragraphs of great information. I've now defecated myself. Defecated? Surely they mean dedicated. Surely they mean dedicated. Surely they don't mean I've now defecated myself to start posting these. This is Rocket, betta fish, looking for a home. $25. He comes with everything in his tank, including an abundant supply of food, water heater, and some additional items that are useful for cleaning his tank. Pick up on main base. See, this is like a level of self-aware that's confusing. Right? There's a thermometer, they're monitoring the temperature. There's a filter, presumably. This person or a heater. And additional items useful for cleaning up the tank. You're so close to awareness.
Poggers.
But you fell just short. You know what this too small temporary tank needs? Definitely another goldfish. Repeat after me. A hastily bought temporary tank is better for a goldfish than lying dead on the grass. Hey Alice, do you want a boyfriend or sister? Get a pleco, they clean the tank and goldfish are notoriously messy. Oh my god. How does this have 14 likes and 4 comments? How are we still getting away with this on Twitter in 2023? What is it, 2024? Oh, and there's another goldfish. Bruh. This is I hope this got downvoted to hell. This is... There's no downvotes on Twitter. I hope everyone replied to this and like, oh my god, this is the stupidest thing anyone's ever said. Because someone is going to read this and see the like to comment ratio and just start believing that for the rest of their life. Until someone corrects them. Shitty aquarium role reveal. Role reversal. How would you feel, chat? And honestly, this is too big. It should be smaller than this. He should be like pressed against the glass. I like the art though. I like the use of the sand to just show him walking in circles. Is my tuna tank shitty? Yeah, a little bit. That's okay. Constantly asks how to keep the tank clean, but refuses to read any advice about stocking. Or have a filter? Man, if only I could keep my tank clean. If only my 10-gallon with 5 goldfish in it and no filter and rainbow gravel and a fake plant would stay clean. What could I possibly do? The dude could literally adjust anything and it would be better. You take out a fish and it's better. You have a real plant and it's better. You have actual substrate that can absorb things and it's better. You have a filter and it's better. Probably a heater and it's better. Probably aeration, you know, movement of the water, and it's better. How do you ask for advice on what to fix when literally anything except adding more fish would do better? Fish are pretty cool, but they're high maintenance. I really don't think that fish are high maintenance. I think fish can be one of the best beginner pets. I mean, they really can be low maintenance, but people exaggerate how low maintenance they are. Like, people treat them like they're plants that just like live on the windowsill and you water them once every week and that's it, you know? I mean, they take a little bit more work than that because they, you know, they are living creatures that need to move around and need space. The cost of fish is mostly like the labor of initially setting it up. If you set up a good tank that has enough space for the fish and the right things in it to like keep the tank the right temperature and all that, it really doesn't take much. Like, a few fish don't clog a filter very fast. I mean, you can have one filter last like more than a month, right? Like, the water's not going to get dirty. If you have a proper nutrient balance and the fish tank isn't in the sunlight, you're not going to get much algae growth if you're not overfeeding. Fish really only need to be fed once every few days. That's probably the best for the digestive system. Like, on average, you probably are like feeding once every few days and then like cleaning things out like once every week or two. You know, it's the initial setup that I think is the most labor intensive, and I think people screw up the initial setup. And the problem is, if you screw up the initial setup, then yeah, you're going to have a lot of work. Right? Like, if your tank is in a chemical imbalance, algae is going to grow, you know, the water's going to get cloudy, like things are going to happen, you know, are going to cause tons of issues. There's an abundance of nutrients in the tank. Algae and other bacteria and such are going to grow. So it's like, it's all in the initial, but if you set up an initially good tank, it really takes care of itself. I mean, it's a mostly self-sustaining ecosystem. Yeah. I mean, if you want an animal, you do research. There's enough information online. Problem is, there's a lot of bad information, so I do understand that for like a casual person, it can be difficult to distinguish between what is good information to listen to online versus what is bad. Generally, if you're getting like information from like a pet store, if you're getting information from anywhere that's trying to sell you anything, it's probably bad information. And if you're getting information from just like a random person on like an article that has just a name attached to them and no qualifications, it's probably not worth listening to. It doesn't mean it's wrong, but you know, you got to be careful with that kind of stuff. If you can find credible sources like aquarium hobby websites, like they're going to know the most people who spend the most time in the hobby. You know, it doesn't require a college degree to know how to set up a fish tank. It's just experience, and that's how people give proper advice. So that's the type of people to seek out, I would say. The death trap I found on Etsy. This is on $55? Bro, this is, you could buy the water jug at Walmart for $5. And then there's a water bottle cut into the side. That's another $1, if that. And then you put a plant in there. How do they ship this? I'm lost. Is it shipped empty and you put the water and plant in? Is it just the device? If it's just the device, this is a $5 water cooler with a 50-cent water bottle cut into it. This is like a DIY gone wrong. It's one of those things you make it for a project in 5th grade. That's such a good description. This is literally something that your 5th grade science teacher would have you craft during the class. That's crazy. All right. Everyone say bye, YouTube.